is Pricilla. Today I'm ready to start my speech now. The greatest crimes in the world are not committed by people breaking the rules, but by people following the rules. It's people who follow orders that drop bombs and massacre villages. Stirring words by graffiti artist Banksy, who is a topic of interest for me today. I would like to briefly touch on the subject of the Israeli-West Bank barrier conflict and go into a more in-depth analysis of Banksy and the art he has contributed to the wall and its implications. After much analysis of the art of Banksy, one can conclude that art plays a bigger role in our world today. That role may be subjective, but it cannot be negated that it makes an overwhelming impact in our society, and it is up to you to make that opinion for yourself. It is, in my opinion, for me, it is not something just pretty to look at, but it can actually have a lot of social commentary and a lot of our world issues today. And that is just my opinion. Art touches every facet of everyday life, whether you realize it or not. So let us explore the matters of the Israeli-West Bank area conflict and the implications of the art of Banksy as it spread all over this massive security fence. Slide. So, although ignorance may sometimes be bliss, we should not learn to lack the effort to educate ourselves. We should not be afraid to divulge ourselves in society's more compelling affairs, for we may very well learn that we can make a difference. The construction of the separation wall began June 16, 2002. The estimated length of the wall is projected to be 680 kilometers, about 403 miles long, and the magnitude of as high as 8 meters in certain areas of the wall, with surrounding trenches, barbed wire fences, and other security features. And that is quite a bit over double the size of the Berlin Wall. This is a very controversial subject because the UN has condemned this wall illegal on international law and demand that it be torn down. This supposed wall of security, as some may say, is heavily disputed by both Palestinians and Israelites. As you can see here, this is the suggested path of the wall, the approved path of the wall, and this green line is a border from Israel to Palestine. And as you can see, some people highly dispute whether they are crossing lines, since some of these borders were created already before and they are crossing certain lines, such in these red areas here. This supposed wall, Palestinians and other organizations who are against this argue that it is inhumane the way that they have usurped land without the permission of many Palestinian natives. Soldiers have even shot Palestinians without a thought when they began asking why they were bulldozing their farmlands. And Israelites argue that it is a just wall, that the number of attacks in Israelites have reduced substantially, and many are split on the matter. It is up to us to decide our opinion on it, but I am just here to present the facts. But let us not lack the effort that we can be educated and know about such things that are going on in the world. Slide. Although we may forget at times, this is also another picture also, is you could see that this wall is pretty massive. And it even encompasses some cities such as Talkia completely, and completely cuts off Palestinians from being able to go to work, see family and friends who are in Israel. There are many, many things about this wall that are very controversial. Although we may forget at times the impact of art, we should not forget that it does play some part, whether that purpose may be subjective. Banksy is a guerrilla graffiti artist who hails from Bristol, London, and is known for being a rebel who really likes to get you to question society and using your head. He is known for concealing his identity, and with great stealth, and his many controversial and provocative stencils that are scattered around the globe. He has even gone so far as to smuggle his own works of art into museums that went unnoticed for days. As you can see, this is one such work of art, and it's called Lilies in the Water, and I mean, it's up to you to think what you want, but it's pretty controversial. This is another one that was seen in New York, I believe, and these two pictures here are part of some of the artwork that he has done on the Palestinian, on the security wall. Banksy made a most courageous of move to venture to the Israeli security wall and paint it with the social commentary. He contributed a total of 9 works of art on this massive fortress of a wall, including these. So here you see that a girl has a bunch of balloons and she's floating above the wall. And these kids right here are playing in the dirt, kind of, and then you see in the background like palm trees and the beach. And then this girl is frisking a soldier. And as you can see, it's very provocative. It makes you think a lot on the issues that are surrounding this wall. One such commentary that Banksy makes in an interview and his opinion on the wall. How illegal is it to vandalize a wall? Asked Banksy in his website introduction to his wall project. If the wall itself has been deemed unlawful by the International Court of Justice, the Israeli government is building a wall surrounding the occupied Palestinian territories. It stands 3 times the height of the Berlin Wall and will eventually run for over 700 kilometers, the distance from London to Zurich. The International Court of Justice last year ruled the wall, and its associated regime is illegal. It essentially turned Palestine into the world's largest open-air prison. In conclusion, we come to realize that perhaps it is worth our while to realize what's really going on in our world issues today. I came here to present to you on such occasion in the world, such occasions that are going on in the world that is greatly overlooked, or people are just simply ready to give their bias opinion without considering to put themselves in Palestinian or Israelite shoes. This is all very well and good, being able to educate you on this topic today, but I only came here to give you some of the facts and the proceedings of such a controversial and age-old issue, and it is up to you to decide whether you can make a difference and educate yourself.
Exactly.
Eduardo, what did you think?
I thought it was really good, actually. I liked the pictures that she had incorporated into it, and like how she explained each picture. I liked how she was really loud and specific about the things she was talking about. The only thing I would kind of like some more facts on it, like why he kind of like drew these things, why he doesn't want to be like, why he doesn't want like anybody to know who he really is. But besides that, it was really good, actually.
All right. I think you've got an interesting quote at the beginning. It sets up some controversy on the subject you're talking about. I think you need to sharpen the identification of the topic a little bit in the introduction. You're really combining 2 ideas here, and I know that there's a way that they can fit together, but it doesn't feel like it's very organic at the beginning. It feels almost like 2 separate speeches, and there's got to be a way to make them fit together a little more smoothly. One speech is about the wall, and one speech is about Banksy's use of the wall, and I think that there is there's a single idea here, but it just needs a little bit more nurturing to make it work better as like I said, a more focused speech. I like the visuals. I thought they were integrated very nicely into the speech. You've got some good images that show the political point of view of Banksy in the way he's expressing his view on the wall. I think you need a little bit more context. You give us that whole map, for instance, and the map, I think, has a lot of detail to it, and most people are going to look at that and go, okay, well, what does all this detail mean? And there's a key on it, but you're only talking about a few bits and pieces of it, and I think that you need to clarify and expand on the context of the wall. Like you said, you described, it's the world's largest open-air prison, so that's definitely a political expression of it. Let's have a description of what's going on there. Do they have resources there? Is there access in and out? Are there checkpoints? What's going on? I don't know. You don't give us any description on that. So when you're dealing with the political elements on the wall, I think it's a little bit underdeveloped. When you're dealing with Banksy's political statements about the wall, I thought that you were a little bit more developed on that, and I thought that the visuals